somebody who I've known for quite some time. Good to see you from the New York Football Giants with Gatorade. Eli Manning, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, Rich. How are you?
Only fitting that you're clutching a bottle of Gatorade right now. Only fitting, because I do believe it was the first time that we met. I'm going to bring this up. It was in the city of Houston.
That's right.
It was the first ever Super Bowl the NFL Network had ever covered. It was Tom Brady beating the Carolina Panthers eventually. But you and the entire Manning family strolled into the Gatorade suite before hitting the sack one night.
Yeah.
Correct?
That was it.
And who did you hear singing karaoke in the Gatorade suite that night?
It was a beautiful voice.
Would you say, like,
voice.
in terms of
it was like an angel bringing us in. And there, we walk in and we see Rich Eisen, karaoke, dominating.
To basically, by the way, nobody else in the room, right?
Yeah, just solo. Just, you get a little practice.
There was me and my buddy. There was nobody else.
What song, Eli?
That's a good question.
Sinatra. I forget which one it was.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
New York,
did
New
you have to
York,
ask?
Yeah.
Seriously, it was me and my buddy. And
I remember we walked in and we joined, but we joined right in.
Did you did sing, right? You guys all did get on the mic.
I think we got up there. We can't turn that down.
No, I know, and honestly,
I was obviously like pre-cell phone, you had cell phone, but no one had a camera. You didn't worry about anybody filming.
Yeah, so there's no video.
You get up and sing. You saw karaoke, you sang. You don't think twice.
It was just the moment.
Yeah,
that's
the
it.
moment.
You didn't have to memorialize it. It was me, my buddy Doug, and then it was, I think, your entire family,
yeah, probably
right?
The whole crew, yeah.
Your mom and your dad, you and Peyton and Cupper.
And Cooper.
Yeah, exactly. What do you have a go-to karaoke song, Eli, at all?
It's changed over the years, obviously.
Has it really?
You kind of go with the times. Footloose has always been one.
Really?
Just because you can kind of dance with it. But now, it's tough. It's tough to do karaoke now. And you're just kind of worried. People are filming all the time. Then they judge, and I get judged enough. I don't need to be judged on my singing ability. That's for fun.
Yes.
Everybody's made it too serious.
Eli Manning here on the Rich Eisen Show. So now, your dad played here for a couple of seasons.
That's right.
Do you have any recollection? You were 3, right?
I was 3. Yeah, I was 3 years old. So no, I don't remember it.
But you did live here, though, right?
We lived here. We came for a fall. So he came. Yeah, we just came here one season that we lived up here. So he came up September, and we made it till my mom made it till about Thanksgiving, and she said, all right, I'm going down south with the Ducks, and so Peyton the other day, he was obviously 8, Cooper was 10. They went to school here and everything. They went to the old house. My Peyton went to the old house, rang the doorbell, and went inside for a little bit. Went to the high school. Went to the 3rd grade school. Remembered his teacher's name and asked if she was still there. She wasn't, but he went and kind of got the old tour.
So again, Peyton goes to the front door of some Minneapolis resident's house.
Yes.
And number 18.
He rings the doorbell. He says someone kind of it was like could talk in, and he said, "Hey, hi, I lived in this house back in 1984, and I was wondering if I could come in and look around." And the person says, "Peyton, I'm at work right now, but I'll be there in 1 minute." He goes, "How did you know it was me?" He's like, "I'm looking at you. I got a camera."
It's got the app or something like that.
So this guy bought the house in 1985, right after my dad had rented it, and he bought it that next year and been there since, and obviously knew that my dad had stayed there prior, so he was happy to give Peyton and my mom a little tour of the house. I didn't go. I was doing something, and I didn't remember it anyway.
But it's amazing. So somebody had to tell their boss here in Minneapolis, I got to go run home to let Peyton and Olivia Manning into the house that they used to live in.
Right.
And I'm sure the boss is like,
awesome.
yeah, okay, if you just don't want to work.
Right, yeah. Heard that one. How many times have I heard that one before,
So where are things for you, do you think, with the Giants? Have you spoken with Pat Shurmur?
Yeah. I've talked with Coach Shurmur, and he's excited. He's excited to work together. And hey, I understand in this league, it's kind of, hey, what have you done for me lately? And understand, hey, I got to go and improve. I can still play and compete. I'm gonna be given that opportunity. But you're always competing. You're always competing for your job, but I think that's where I am, and excited about that opportunity to go and fix things and play good football.
So what was the toughest thing about last year for you, Eli?
Just losing games, that's always the toughest part. Obviously, not starting, not having that opportunity was a tough. But the outreach and the teammates, the fans, the support I got from coaches, from players around the league was unbelievable, and I appreciate that. It helped me get through that. It reminded me, hey, I need to be a good teammate during this situation. It's not, this is about being a good person, handling it the right way, and so I tried to be ready, help out the team, and do whatever I could do to not make it awkward, and try to go out and get a win.
Well, John Mara said that if he was physically there during that week where you were informed that the streak was going to end, that perhaps none of that would have happened. He intimated that. Would you agree with that assessment?
Well, I mean, I tried. I mean, I talked to John Mara. I kind of sent him a text asking if he was in town or at the office. He said he wasn't. And so it was just tough. I probably should have called him and had a conversation before some of this stuff was going down with and the conversations that had with Coach McAdoo. So I understand. We at that point we'd won 2 games. We're out of the playoffs, and when you're in that situation, nothing good can happen. And so I don't blame Coach McAdoo or Jerry Reese for how things went down. I take responsibility for the play and not winning enough games, and I feel bad about how when you lose a head coach gets fired, as a quarterback you should take that personal, and I do. It means I didn't do my job, and so I didn't want anything to go down, and it was tough, but that's just part of football sometimes.
A couple more questions on this, and then we'll hit Gatorade and Super Bowl 52 with Eli Manning. Have you had a conversation with Pat Shurmur, management, Gettleman at all, about what they intend to do with the 2nd overall pick? I don't want you to give away any trade secrets, but have you flat out point blank asked them, or have they told you what they plan to do with this?
No, I don't know if they know right now. They're still, obviously Pat Shurmur's been there 1 week. He's trying to figure out, his coaching staff and what's going to happen in the draft. So, I think there's we're going to probably draft a quarterback somewhere, and if that, or I don't know if probably, but that's a chance. And if that happens, hey, I'm okay with that. I can handle that. I understand. Hey, I'm 37 years old. I don't know how many more years, and so you got to plan for whether it's this year or for the future, and I hope I'm part of that future, part of the plan, and I think I still got a lot of years left to play football and at a high level.
Because I work with Kurt Warner. I mean, that was very similar to the situation of you being drafted and him being there. Obviously, he didn't have as many years with the Giants organization as clearly you have.
Right.
So, I mean, it's an interesting. So the last one, do you want to finish your career with the Giants?
Yeah, ideally, yes. Yeah, you definitely, I think when you come in you start with an organization, it's always, the mindset you'd like to finish with them. It doesn't happen as much nowadays with free agency and guys bouncing around, but ideally, it's the only organization I know, the people in there from the mayors, the Tishes, all the way down to the people in the cafeteria, to the video guys, to the training room, to the way they're like family, and so. Don't have any desire to go play anywhere else.
Okay, so you are obviously known as a Patriot killer, a Brady slayer, however you want to put it, and you know the Eagles better than anybody. Do you see anything on the Eagles that would be similar to the years that you took the Patriots down in the Super Bowl?
Well, I think from a defensive standpoint, the Eagles, their defensive line is pretty similar. I think to those years we played when you had Tuck and you had OC and the other years with JPP and be able to get a pass rush. Can you disrupt Brady?
Well, I want you to mention Strahan so he doesn't get pissed at you the next time.
Did I mention Strahan?
No, it's okay.
I mentioned Strahan.
Did he? I don't know. I just heard Tuck and OC and whatever. I just want to make...
I think I mentioned Strahan.
Okay,
that was the first one. Always. Mike. That first year. Spoke with Michael this morning. Mike's my guy. So we're good. So I think they can. If they, that defense line shows up and plays the way they can and disrupts him a little bit, and Eagles offense, Foles is playing good football. He's got to play smart. You got to be turnover free, and those things. So they have the ingredients, and now it's just can they play their best football? Can the Eagles play their best football, their best defense in the fourth quarter because that's usually when Tom it gets close and it gets crunch time. He's at his best, and as the great ones are, and so can they amp up that defensive pressure and make some plays.
Yeah, and how much do you think experience matters in this game?
Like an experience as in played in Super Bowls before. I don't think. I mean, obviously, the first time we played, Brady and them in the Super Bowl, a lot of our guys had never been there. They'd won championships before, so I don't think it. I think it's. Hey, are you playing good football? You got good players. You got a good scheme, and I think Foles is kind of a relaxed guy. He doesn't seem like much. He's not to be nervous going into it. So I think they'll be fine.
Okay. So what style of Gatorade are you clutching here,
sir? Yeah, we got a little Gatorade Flow. It's their newest line. It's a little smoother finish. So it's just like Gatorade. Just a little like every athlete needs different things to fuel themselves. Everybody also has different tastes. So this is just a different taste, a little smoother. There's a pineapple mango. I know that's one of your favorite combinations.
Pineapple mango.
And so I brought this for you.
Oh, thank you very much.
So I want you to have that.
Okay.
You got to stay hydrated. So
it's a 3-hour show. This is the very beginning of a 3-hour show. I don't want to cramp up. You know what I'm saying? It's an end of a long week.
I hear that.
Maybe I should, however, hold on to this for when I run my 40.
Yes, I've seen that.
Because sometimes
I've seen.
No, you say that in a certain way. You just judged. You just judged.
Wow.
I just got judged.
A lot of judging.
Okay.
A lot of judging.
Because, I, on occasion.
You got to drink it before. You got to drink before.
Well, because I was saying.
Not just after and after.
Well, there's a couple. I'm not just a one-take runner. Usually I don't just break it and then just stop. I usually has a couple of runs at it. So would you suggest I take it before or in between my runs?
Before, during, after. Yes, all three. And the night before, and keep going.
Fantastic.
Always.
Hey, Eli, you are the man. I greatly appreciate it.
Rich, appreciate
and I will say this. I don't care if I'm going to embarrass you. Speaking on behalf of New Yorkers and New Jerseyites, and because I grew up there in Staten Island and I still have roots there, what you stand for and how you've gone about your business for the New York Football Giants, the outcry that it happened this year, and I think speaks to how people feel about you and the way you've conducted yourself in that environment. So
appreciate it. Thank you.
No, you bet. You bet.
You,
so congratulations on that congrats on making it through all those years and winning twice. But the way you conduct yourself, you are the man, Eli.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.
You bet.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.